Yahuah says to remember the oppressed. So how can we celebrate a holiday that hides their suffering? And when you learn the real history, it becomes clear why this day should never be celebrated by a people who honor Yahuah. Black Seminoles are one of the strongest examples. They were Africans who escaped slavery and found refuge with the Seminole Nation in Florida. They built their own free communities. They lived with the land. And they resisted the United States because the United States wanted their freedom destroyed. Thanksgiving was not created to honor peace. It was created to cover over the violence that Indigenous people faced. While textbooks teach a story of smiles and shared meals, the truth is that the same government celebrating Thanksgiving was the government that hunted Indigenous tribes, forced removals, and tried to re-enslave Black Seminoles. Black Seminoles fought the United States in the Seminole Wars because they refused to bow down to a nation built on taking land, taking lives, and taking freedom. This is the same nation that created Thanksgiving as a national holiday, a holiday that hides the suffering of the people who lived here first, a holiday that ignores the cries of the oppressed. John Horse, the Black Seminole leader, understood this. He led his people out of the United States because he knew this land was not built on righteousness. He knew the government would not honor their freedom. He took his people to Mexico, where slavery had already been abolished. He moved his community away from a nation that preached freedom but practiced bondage. This is why we do not celebrate Thanksgiving. Because Thanksgiving is a celebration created by the same system that forced Indigenous people from their homes, erased their identities, and hunted down Black communities that simply wanted to live in peace. When we honor a holiday built on bloodshed, we ignore the truth. We ignore the pain. We ignore the history. Yahuah tells his people to remember the oppressed, to stand with truth, to reject the traditions of nations that do not walk in his ways. So instead of celebrating Thanksgiving, we honor Yahuah. We honor truth. We honor the people who resisted oppression, and we refuse to take part in traditions built on suffering. Baruch Yahuah Mispaka.